I do.
I like sleeping naked with like a lot of covers on top of me.
I hope our viewers get to find that information out in some edit.
Oh, you're recording?
Yeah, we're recording. Welcome. Geek Outings, covering Clone Wars, Ahsoka's Journey, Episode 7. Sorry, I got it wrong last time. I said 5 when it was 6. It's hard to count when you don't care. Editor, coming out of San Antonio, but I would like to amend that by saying I do love Ahsoka as a character. And I think up until now, she's always been someone I liked and idolized, and I can't wait for Mandalorian.
All right. Hey, once again, Bobby Joel chiming in from Santa Monica, California. Just one of the 4 friends here from 4 different cities getting together to geek out on some of our favorite things. Yeah, episode 7. And you know what? Ahsoka's growing on me. Got to say, because this is like the first season I've really watched and gotten into. Really? I mean, I've never really been one to say this. I know the other guys have said this about other episodes, but I felt like this was one of the most filler episodes. Really just kind of good stuff happened that I liked that I'm going to talk about, but still just kind of filler to me. But yeah, let's get to it.
Boba Fresh from San Francisco. Something Ahsoka. Episode 7, as everyone has noted, and I thought it was a good episode, better than the last couple, and I will lay out my points in a little.
Rob, Loose Dog Lucy, coming at you from Phoenix, Oregon, in the heart of the Rogue Valley, Southern Oregon. Day 20 of quarantine. Glad to be here with my friends at the Geek Out Tap. Look forward to everybody else's input on this. Definition of a filler episode. We've talked a lot about filler episodes, but my point is they ended the episode in the exact same place they started the episode. In a cell, all 3 of them. Oh, what are we going to do? That's how the episode started, and that's how the episode ended. It does not get any more filler than that. Like, it moved nothing along. There were a few scenes. The Mandalorians, like, oh, there's the Jedi that saved our planet. So a bit of foreshadowing there. Why Ahsoka is not revealing that she's a Jedi or was trained in the Jedi Temple is bizarre to me, because she left for the exact same reasons these people well, not the exact same reasons, but why they have issues with the Jedi, you know?
Well, this is the only episode I've ever watched only once and didn't feel like I needed to like write notes or do anything, so I'm going to freeball this one. But I disagree with you there. I feel like, if anything, this was the episode for her to come out about it and have a heart-to-heart with the sisters, especially after they explain what happened, and the way they explain it is probably the only memorable part of the episode, is the way their parents got taken out. I wish they could have had a flashback or something so you could see the Jedi master that they're talking about. I assume it was somebody, but I can't think of the name right now. But I mean, just having a minor flashback would have helped move that along. And I feel like the whole episode, like you said, started and ended in the same exact place. It was very stagnant is the word I would use.
Let me, I think that came out wrong and you understood it wrong. I think it definitely was the perfect time for Ahsoka to come out. And it would have moved the episode along greatly, because she had, at some point, she's going to have to. And she didn't. Missed opportunity for her. Rob Strotter, you look very like you want to say something. What did you think of the episode as the most recent person who has watched it?
I hear a lot of what you're saying in regards to the episode, and I feel that it's definitely a take on it. I feel that there was more to the episodes than the single things that you're picking away at. I definitely felt that it was the best episode of this arc so far. There was a lot of action. It was moving. When they got back to the cell, I actually laughed to myself because I thought it was funny that they were back at the same place. And I realized that it was a bottle episode. It is the biggest bottle episode that I've ever seen, but it's a bottle episode. And so the fact that everything's taking place within this. Now, the other things that I enjoyed about it were Ahsoka growing up, Ahsoka having to have this secret and build up that drama. I don't think she, story-wise and plot point and development of the reveal being bigger, I don't think that it would have been the time for her to bring it up because it needs to have some time to kind of sit in and soak in about how much they dislike the Jedi. And a bigger point would, I think, kind of need to come up. The thing that I enjoyed most about the episode, it was pretty raw. Like, there is a body count on this episode that's somewhere up in the 20s. Like, and there's a couple of gruesome deaths. And I'm not 100% sure about this species and how tough they are. But I assume when you get caught in an elevator and a floor,
Yeah.
you get torn in half.
Dude, that was the shit that fucked with me too. I was like, did they not? That motherfucker just got fucking sliced in half.
But being like true to Disney,
Right.
there was like no blood and no gore. I was looking to see like, are they mechanical? Will some bits fall or something? They showed nothing. But they
Yeah.
built
It's
up.
also kind of awesome that Disney even went that route.
Yeah, and
It's almost too much, but not quite. I mean, that's bold for the Disney.
And I felt that that was an interesting scene to not just, show that it was going to be an action-packed, dynamic episode, but I felt that that right there happening was within itself Ahsoka growing up. Like, that's the show growing up. Like, we would not have seen something that gruesome in the first 2-3 seasons, maybe the 4th season going on. I think Rebels might have addressed something like that earlier on, but that is not the tone of Clone Wars. So those people die. Oh, when Homegirl shoots the energy barrels and those fuckers blow up, and I'm like, holy shit, like a body literally flew out of the explosion onto the landing pad, and it's not on the landing pad later, so that body flew off the landing pad somewhere. If the explosion didn't kill him, the fall did. So there was a lot of that going on, which I thought, again, was cool. I agree also with the background story of the parents being the most interesting thing about the episode, but I don't think it was the only interesting thing about the episode.
Bobby, what did you take away from the episode, being somebody who's relatively new to Ahsoka? Like, what stood out to you? Not what you hated.
What I did like was Ahsoka just more liberally using her powers. But yeah, it's funny because you guys mentioned, I didn't even realize that, but I mean, it's obvious that they end up in the same exact position. It almost seemed like an exercise just as a plot device to give Ahsoka a chance to see. That's the thing, is that the situation called for her to reveal more and more that she was a Jedi with her powers, to the point that Raffi, forget Trace's sister's name, but exactly. But she even says like, well, that's not natural. She starts suspecting, and I almost feel like, is Ahsoka going to lose the opportunity to reveal? So then when they say, like, you are a Jedi, it's going to be like another level of deception because they already have this anti-Jedi mentality. Because, I mean, she had plenty of chances to reveal there. I mean, to the point where she just, like, jumped over them to a point where, like, a normal person can't do that.
And I, again, am going to kind of point out that, like I said, it was a bottle episode. In another show, if this was a book, they would not have left the cell. They would have had really interesting dialogue that would have gone back and forth, that would have kind of showed and revealed like things that Ahsoka knew and things that they knew, and like and Ahsoka would kind of betray herself more than, but this isn't that platform. This isn't that medium and that device. So instead of them having a bottle episode, which this was, the episode is about the tension between the sisters and Ahsoka. And the best way for that to happen, as opposed to Ahsoka saying, oh, by the way, I'm a Jedi, is her saving them and doing super hella Jedi shit all of a sudden. And they're constantly dismissing it in their mind, even though Rafa is suspicious. And so you have, again, I think a better storytelling device to get out there and show us as, what we would assume are targeted juvenile but young adult, viewers. And, it serviced its point in doing that. And Ahsoka also killed some of those guards in that hallway because those guns were definitely set up to shoot people to dead.
Yeah. Well, it was something, though, I did like, as someone that hasn't watched the other seasons as well, and someone that reviewed the episodes of the super awesome season 1 of The Mandalorian, when I saw the hooded robed figures, and like, are those Mandalorians? Wait, what are Mandalorians doing? All of a sudden, it was just like, it threw like a whole big injection of buzz into the entire episode storyline, because I don't know what's going on with them at this point.
You don't know what's about to happen?
No.
When they talk about the siege on Mandalore, when they took all the Beskar. That's going to be the next storyline in this series. Spoiler alert.
But timeline-wise,
that's why they're there. That's where I question who the people in the prison cells were they released. I knew the pirate guy, but Lucy, you're very well versed in the cartoons and everything like me, but I couldn't figure out who they were. Was there anyone important there when they freed
in the cells with them?
Yeah, like the people they released. I recognize one of the pirate guys from like that guy that's in Rebels and in Clone Wars. The pirate dude.
I know who you're talking about.
It was one of his guys, but then I don't realize if there was anybody else. I don't know.
I wasn't paying close enough attention to really care. I was tuned out on the episode. I did watch it twice, and I'm glad I've got to bounce this back and forth off of you guys, because Rob definitely made some good points, and it does show the episode in a different light. Although I wish they would have still moved the plot along instead of filling in 26 or 27 minutes or whatever it was in the last season. I get your point. It still seems like a bit of wasted time for what I'm getting ready to hopefully see with Mandalore.
Something else that I want to note that I thought was really awesome in regards to Mandalorians being brought up is that everyone who is badass and we like in this episode are female across the board. They just made that an unspoken kind of thing. But when those Mandalorians go back and forth and they decidedly chose female Mandalores to go rocket, I thought it was dope. And that was a dope exit. Mandalorians know how to exit.
I do. One thing I did think was interesting, another thing, sorry, was the homeless drug addict begging for change?
That had the bottle, too. The bottle.
He's one of those goat dudes, man. They always show up being snitches somewhere on different planets.
But about the Godel beggar / snitch, I thought that did a great job also going to enforce what Lucy's been really pushing in regards to the theme about inequality. And this is the first time, I shouldn't say the first time, but this is a definite time where we see poverty and strata of economic accessibility and wealth. And in this Coruscant, which is, of course, is fantastically wealthy place, America, there's a bunch of people that are still begging for credits and turning on each other just to survive. And so I thought that was a good, obviously just a plot device to push everything forward, but in choosing how to push that story forward, it was cool to use that character and kind of bring up the underbelly of the worlds.
Lucy, what do you have to say about this?
No, I agree with Rob. It's a great way to bring the story home as far as like reality with poverty. Ahsoka has alluded to, hey, they turned this stuff into like drugs that hurt people, that kill people, and it's not a good thing. Why did you get into this? She brought that up, in the last episode, and even she's like, hey, what's her name? Somebody refresh my memory.
Rafa.
Rafa's like, hey, I'm sorry, I got mixed up with the wrong characters and I dragged you into this. And then they have that little conversation about, oh, we're all at fault a little bit. Yeah, but Rafa's most at fault.
Well, again, I do have to put it to Trace being extremely naive in thinking that dumping the amount of drugs that they had would just end all the dispute. Let's just end the argument by dumping this huge drug shipment that a drug lord is waiting for. That just seemed like the level of naivete that was a little bit beyond Trace, but whatever.
But her being this naive while living in the underbelly of Coruscant for as long as she has, getting the parts of the ship that she has, I would assume that she, her gullibility belies her character's world building.
I'll ask a question just to get Lucy off his phone. If you had to pick a favorite episode thus far in the season, I don't know how many are left. We're halfway or maybe a little bit past that, but we're 7 episodes in. What's your favorite one and why? Like, really?
I feel like this is asking, what was your favorite play from the first half of the Super Bowl?
It is.
I don't, so far, without finishing Ahsoka's arc, I don't know how good these episodes are completely, as opposed to seeing the Bad Batch's entire episode and arc. I definitely, I enjoyed the characterization and classic 1980s action film aspect that the Bad Batch had, and I think maybe the second episode would be my favorite, just in the sense of getting to know them a bit better and them getting into trouble, because getting out of trouble, Jedi. So I think it's just it was really interesting to see non-Jedi related stories being focused on within the Clone Wars, and that's what appealed to me. In regards to having a spin-off or something, I felt that it was a strong grounding to have a Rogue One-esque, non-Jedi, non-Skywalker focused Star Wars world, and in this universe, which Mandalorian has given us, except for we have Baby Yoda. Which is inextricably, connected to Skywalkers. So, I think it was all in all the second episode that I've enjoyed.
I mean, I think that's kind of the beauty of Clone Wars originally, is that it's a universe of battles, and you can make video games, you can always somehow add to this world or this time period. And I kind of feel like we were getting to Point Break of that. So to introduce the Bad Batch when Order 66 is on the horizon, the story's almost told from beginning to end of Clone Wars. You still have to find a way to make people interested in the Clone Wars. And by introducing the Bad Batch, that's a perfect way. I mean, I'd watch that all day, and you're finally making what's old interesting again, because I felt like it was definitely coming to a head before this. Anyone have anything else to say, or are we just close?
A big happy birthday to Editor.
Yeah, happy birthday, editor.
Anybody else watching this? Let's see a happy birthday. Oh, we got birthday presents coming out.
Happy birthday, Ed.
Hey,
Roll
give me
up,
the
Bobby.
happy birthday.
Hey,
to
you.
Ed.
Happy birthday to
Happy
you.
birthday,
Eduardo.
Editor.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday
to
to
you.
you.
to
That
you.
was
When did Happy
Smooth
Birthday
out.
become row, row, row your boat? What happened right there? Editor. Thinking that this series is going to fucking have a mad crescendo and we're just slowly building up, or that's at least that's what I hope. In the age of Rona, stay connected with your friends. If you like things, you like geeky things especially. Been doing a lot of things, just trying to keep spirits up amongst ourselves, and hopefully whoever watches this for yourself as well, stay connected. I've made more reconnections in the past 2 months than I did in the past year. So if everybody has that concept, pick up that phone when somebody calls or FaceTimes you. I know normally we're the type to be like, I'll just text them after and not answer. Answer, man. Answer, woman. Reconnect. We could come out of this a more connected society if we do this right and take it the right way. Or we just eat the rich later. Editor, San Antonio.
Hey, Bobby Joel Cole. As always, it's been super fun since we have to stay in. I look forward to these geek outings with these guys here and talking about these shows that we watch and love. So this was another fun week. Looking forward to seeing where the show goes. Ahsoka's grown on me, so I think there's still going to be some sort of crescendo in the show involving Anakin and Ahsoka. I don't think that their story is quite done, but maybe that's saved for at a later time. But yeah, you know what? As much as I enjoy these geek outings with everyone, connect with the people that you can connect with. I started doing family video conference calls with my family. We do that once a week. Connect with people. Do some D&D games if you can. Some board games. Just because you're not in the same area, you can still do it. Through video conferencing like that. So just saying, stay connected, and if you like this show, keep checking out our episodes, and we'll keep talking about what we love to do, and keep on geeking on.
Boba Fresh from San Francisco saying, I love you. Put more love into the world. Put some light into the darkness. Pick up a pencil. Pick up a paintbrush. Pick up a camera and look out your window. Look inside your house. You probably have something that would look cool in a black and white film photo, because everything looks cool in a black and white film photo. Be creative. Use this time wisely. And some of that is self-care and some of that is productivity. Don't feel bad for not being productive in the middle of a global pandemic. It's okay. We should be freaking out a little. Not enough to interrupt our lives, but this is not normal. And also, I want to say this is the first place where you hear the word proom. That is a Zoom prom. I'm trademarking that Zoom, so this is where you heard it from. Come talk to me.
Oh, is that a Jodeci reference, asshole? Oh man, that was really good if you did that on purpose. Before Lucy closes out, I was going to say, anybody who watches this and has a recommendation of an Ahsoka episode for Bobby to watch, put it in the comments, because it's a lot of stuff that he doesn't have time to watch. But if you give him a little, hey, watch this one, he seems to be interested in the character, he'll jump on, and then, you just be like, hey, thanks for the recommendation, whoever you are.
Yeah, and we got time now. I'll thank you in one of the shows.
Yeah, you'll literally be mentioned in the next episode, if that interests you. I mean, whatever. Lucy.
Hey, great being with my friends again. As always, Look forward to our next Geek Outings. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay safe. Stay home, everybody.